All right, Ken, give me a clap. Cool.
Wait, does it give you the clap or a
No,
clap?
clap, you little
I can do
nasty.
both.
No. All right. Well, that's the start to the podcast. Welcome everybody
Oh
to
shit.
episode 2 of If I'm Being Honest. With me, Soul Felony, and Ken, aka Retro Snorlax. Yeah, we're keeping all that in.
Yeah.
Keeping all the clap in.
Retro Snorlax exposed.
Can. So we
Yeah.
decided to do this bi-weekly every other week. For now. Eventually maybe we'll see what's happening.
Don't want to stack too much on the plates.
What's been happening, Ken, these past couple weeks?
Dude,
What's
it's been
been
a
up to?
crazy last couple weeks. Twitch drama, all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm,
Although I guess it really isn't a week if Twitch drama doesn't happen, so.
That's true. Well, I mean, we
Yeah.
had like little lows or stuff that's not as important.
Yeah. But I mean that's at the point when people start making their own drama.
Yeah, we had fucking Twitchcon happen the past couple weeks.
Oh yeah. That's right. I forgot because we're doing this bi-weekly, we didn't get the TwitchCon drama.
We didn't talk about that.
I haven't seen any follow-ups with that lately, but I haven't admittedly been paying attention too much.
So for the people who don't know, Adriana Chechik, former porn star, now fucked up. There was a ball pit by I think Intel, was it? That was at TwitchCon, and there was not enough foam, and she broke her back in 2 places by jumping and falling on her ass.
Yeah,
oh
I saw
my
like
God,
one
the
follow-up and
videos.
it looked so bad, dude.
God. She was like struggling and shaking. From what I heard, she can move a little bit better, but like she's resting most of her day. It's like,
yeah,
oh, it's terrible. I feel bad for her.
that's the problem. Is like as like a species, like you fuck up your back and it's like it's so bad. Like,
well, our backs aren't even that strong, anyways, because of how we evolved.
I mean that's why like we end up like hunching over as we get older because gravity's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with this weird ass vertical back? Get that shit back down where it belongs. But yeah, I mean, I think the worst personally thing to come out of that was just the amount of jokes people were making about it.
But her blowing her back out and
yeah, it's one thing to kind of make light of a situation, but like to do something like that aimed at a person because of
her
like their previous line of work.
Yeah.
And even if she was still, that was still her profession, I think it's shitty. But once again, I think it's shitty to treat, sex workers like that in general because it's like they're making bank and, like what was it you said? We were talking earlier. You said like Mia Khalifa did all of her fucking
all her
stuff
porn
in like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, like 3-6 weeks, something like that. And like it fucking lasted for years, and she made bank. She made bank.
Yeah.
And she's been just trying to get out of that light for a while now.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know, we still have this weird like I don't know, looking down on individuals in that line of work, and it's like, if it weren't for them, dude, you wouldn't have anything to beat it to,
I know, man. I'd be depressed.
Of course, now we got Overwatch, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. We do have Overwatch now.
Yeah.
Because Overwatch 2 is being fun. There's so much more
Actually,
porn.
Yeah, so much more high definition porn. I mean,
more HD porn than there was before. Also, new porn because of new characters.
Yeah, because of new characters. And I think it's. I will say, like, as a game, it's been enjoyable. I've been in, like, obviously it's had its issues, especially day one scenario.
Oh my goodness, we had a day where we couldn't pick characters.
Yeah, I mean, with day one, actually, it was like several days into it. When console players, anytime they got an achievement, they just immediately got kicked from the server.
I know.
Which was funny, but also not.
It's funny, but poor guys.
Yeah.
Don't do well in the game, or we're kicking you.
Yeah, because I watched Zanny's video on
it. What if Blizzard did that purposely? Just so people can play the game.
For console players.
Yeah. So they can get
in. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's been I don't know, dude. Like once they got things a little more stable, like it's better. Like we obviously still don't have Bastion, which honestly I'm fine with. Dude. If they just wanted to leave Bastion out, I'd be fine with that.
Like I said, I bought the game when it came out, and I played 4 hours, and that was it. So
Overwatch 1. Yeah.
Overwatch 1, I bought it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I don't know anything about Overwatch 2 or Overwatch previously. And it's been fun actually. Besides fucking sweaty ass people and like quick play and me trying to get my ranking and stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah. The comp's always rough, and especially if you're not
Yeah.
familiar with the game. I mean,
It's
I
like
think
in any game.
yeah, and I think the big thing is a lot of people feel like you have to always be the best, which is good. Like having a competitive drive isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
But when you kind of take it out on your team, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah, and calling them shitty, and then when you call them shitty, and then they get as many kills as you and more damage than you when you were the fucking
Yeah.
tank, and tanks are like 3 DPSs put it into 1. Then you stop
True.
talking shit, and then put the blame on somebody else. When
Yeah.
you should probably just be talking about yourself because you're a shitty tank. So
Yeah. As a Reinhardt main, I can confirm. Like honestly, we just swing our hammer.
you know who
and we're-
complains the most? The fucking tanks. Tanks are the
Mhm.
most toxic people in fucking Overwatch 2. 100% without a doubt.
I don't remember my experience with Overwatch 1 enough to know if that was the case then too, but tanks, I mean, I'm not a great damage dealer. I mostly play Junkrat. But even in quick play, it's like people like the tanks were just so willing to throw a tantrum. Like
Mhm.
obviously like your low bronze DPS do the same thing because they're determined that they should be higher up, and it's like,
yeah.
okay, buddy, let me get you
Because
back
they
in your high
get
chair.
one good fucking Genji play.
Yeah, they get like one good Genji play of the game or a good high noon, and all of a sudden, or they have a good game where they're hitting all their heads with Ashe, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm not a bronze player. I'm at least plat, and it's like, no, because a lot of the game, it's when it comes down to it, like you can be skilled, and I think it's important to have individual skill, but it's still a team game. You have
Yeah.
to play with your team. If you're running off and bumfucked Egypt doing nothing and then complaining because you're not coming back for heals or something, it's like, or getting the med packs that are, clear, available on the map, that's on you. That's not on the team.
Yeah.
I
don't think I'm ever playing Overwatch 2 again.
Yeah, I think you will. Once we 5-stack it up in comp.
Honestly, that's the only time I'm playing is if we have a full team.
Yeah, it's just so much more fun. Like you said, even in quick play, people are just so toxic. It's like I'm trying to learn a character. This is where I learn a character.
It's ridiculous.
I understand people want to win, but
yeah, I
don't know, man. You improved it. You got a Cassidy going on.
Kinda, yeah. Kinda.
Yeah, I played Cassidy for like one round yesterday, and let's just say I'm not doing it again.
What? You just gotta get your aim better.
I missed an ulting Pharah. When she is like sitting still in the air.
Jesus.
I'm just like, no, I'm just playing Junkrat. Somebody else can pick up the hit scan character.
Dude, honestly, I seen some junks fucking take out Pharahs like easy. Just fucking throwing shit. If there's
like
one character, if there's one character I would want to get good with, it would be Junk. Just to do like sick fucking plays like that. I want game of the plays like that, and not no fucking tire rolling around taking out half the team.
Yeah, unfortunately, 90% of the time, like unless you're a really, really good Junkrat, your play of the game is going to be a really good tire. I mean, I've had games. Just yesterday we played one where I kind of popped off as Junk, and I didn't get play of the game. It was actually the opposing Sigma who was very good, but honestly, it was just it's enjoyable. He's like one of the few damage dealers I really like because he's just so chaotic. Like his whole playstyle is very chaotic and kind of annoying. And annoying is my specialty. So
I know.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. But I'll probably be sticking with tank and competitive when we do competitive because now that I'm understanding Reinhardt a bit more, I'm really enjoying that.
After you saw our buddy Snowy fucking
Snowy fucking popping off, and I watched a couple videos, and now I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Snowy fucking popped off.
Yeah, but it didn't used to be like that in Overwatch 1 either. Like that was part of my frustration with 1 is I stopped playing about the time, like I know I told you about this, but the stun meta when it was just like Brigitte was stunning you and McCree was stunning you and whoever else was stunning you, and it was just, Hamster Ball was running around and knocking you out, and it was just really annoying because it kind of hard countered Reinhardt like 100%. Like every new update they came out with just hard countered Reinhardt, and I was just like, I wasn't getting any better with him, and it got harder and harder every season, and I was just like, I'm just done playing this game.
Do you think it's more balanced now?
I admittedly I do think it's more balanced. There's definitely some outliers. Arisa's very, very strong. Kiriko, a good Kiriko is very, very strong. Moira, for example, stands out as a support just because she can heal really well and
Oh my
obviously
god.
just dish out damage. And she's very hard to pin down
Do
sometimes.
you know who's fucking toxic? The more remains. Dude. If you get one that's just DPS and they're like, what's wrong with the team? Like, fucking heal, bitch. Fucking heal. That's your kit.
Yeah.
No.
Anytime you queue up with randoms and you see a Moira, it's a 50-50 shot as to whether they're going to heal you or not. You know, fortunately, we've got a Moira main that will heal me and the team and also do damage. So
Oni's really great.
But yeah, but 90% of the time, if you get a Moira on your team, you're just gonna have to hope they're actually gonna heal you. Because I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's a team game. You know, Reinhardt can't go ham on the front line and push into the back if he doesn't have support. You know, the rest of the team can't do stuff if you're losing their ones and just not getting support from the healers. And but I mean, it's honestly, been I'd say it's been a really enjoyable time.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's the first time I've like wanted to play PvP in a bit.
Yeah, it's funny because there's like I don't know, when I go into Overwatch, maybe it's because it's mostly a PvP game. When I go into Overwatch, like I know what I'm doing, like getting into, I know like I'm fine with playing it, but like Destiny 2, for example, sometimes I'm just like, I really don't want to play PvP right now. Even if I enjoy it, you know, even if I'm not particularly great at it, it's just, I don't know. I get in the game and I'm like, I'm going to do PvE stuff instead. With Overwatch, I don't have a choice. I'm doing PvP stuff, whether I like it or not.
Destiny's poo-poo caca.
Destiny's all right.
Well, it also has the new Festival of the Lost thing going on.
Yeah, it does. Which is once
Isn't it
again
old Festival of the Lost?
Well, it's last year's. It used to be. I understand some people's complaints about it. It used to be there was, and this was before your Destiny 2 time, so there was the Infinite Forest, which was like a whole thing for like the Osiris expansion and basically just like a bunch of Vex gates that you go through and you do stuff. But they did like a haunted version of that where you run through. It's more of a relay where you're just running through, killing things. They had it like some knight that would pop up, Hive Knight that would pop up that was immune to damage. So you couldn't kill him, and he would just pop up and fuck you up occasionally, which was admittedly terrifying. So it had a much scarier vibe to it as opposed to the Haunted Lost sectors, which have a much more like sillier, haha, look at these pumpkin-headed Hive Knights vibe to it. The weapons that drop from the Festival of Lost, I think, are really fun, especially with some of the new changes. But it's I see where people's complaints are, and once again, it does suffer from Destiny 2's. It is a grind fest for almost no reason.
It's poo-poo caca.
But at least they gave you the God roll PvP sniper right off the bat.
Yeah, so you don't have to grind it out.
You really, which admittedly kind of defeats the purpose of it being a grind fest, because if I'm getting what I need already, I don't need to grind it.
I don't care about anything else.
Yeah, and then I got me personally, I got streamer loot, and like my second macabre drop was PvE God roll that I wanted.
Yeah,
so
normally you fucking grind for shit, and then today or the other day, just getting whatever you want because you streamed. You actually streamed. You're actually streaming now.
And it was insane because that never happens. Like Soul will hop in call, and I've been grinding the same thing for like 4 days.
And then finally, you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna stream this," and I was like, "Okay," and then there you are. Because last time we talked, 2 weeks ago, you weren't streaming because you had COVID and all that.
Yeah, that's right. I had just gotten over COVID, and I had
and we waited 3 weeks for the podcast.
And now we're doing all this other stuff. And
now we're making content. It's dope. It's great. I feel.
I'll be honest, the biggest problem I'm having right now personally with content, specifically because obviously I tend to do gaming. Like you do gaming, but you also do a little bit of like the React stuff. There's not much coming out right now. that's like you're kind of in a
Uh,
dry spot.
well, shit. Next month, November is absolutely insane.
November's gonna be fucking
Oh
yeah.
my god, we got what Ragnarok for God of War. We got
Yep.
Pokemon. We got
WoW
we got
Dragonflight. World of Warcraft for all you World of Warcraft fans out there.
yeah,
Dragonflight drops next month. Yep.
and then
I
we
think we're
also
getting
have
another something like expansion of something, but I can't remember.
uh also Spider-Man Miles Morales is getting ported over
Yep.
to PC.
Which would be cool
So
because I don't have a PlayStation, so I might
yeah,
actually be able to play it.
I don't know if I want that. I want the regular Spider-Man. Also, but the mods they would do for fucking Miles Morales would be insane,
Yeah. I saw a few of them. They were really good.
dude.
Or not.
For
I
the
saw a few of the
original
mods they did
one,
for the last, for the last
they had
Spider-Man.
fucking Kingpin swinging
Kingpin.
around. They had Batman. Like I think Homer Simpson was swinging around fucking through New York.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I think
insane.
that's the great thing when an exclusive, and admittedly, like you don't get that a lot from Xbox these days, but
Hmm.
when like a PlayStation exclusive gets ported to PC, it's just like a moment of pure beauty because
Hmm.
that's when the modding community comes out and they're like, we're gonna fuck this game up.
Oh yeah,
And it's just
yeah.
so good. It's you like the Twitter clips are amazing. It's a really good time for games like that.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
unfortunately, this month and the last couple months just haven't been great. I know
Hmm.
New World just got a big update that I
Mm.
initially thought was paid DLC, but I guess it's not. I don't know. I uninstalled. So yeah,
Good.
it's one of those games that's I personally think it's really like it's you can hop into it by yourself a bit,
I grinded it
but
too hard, Ken.
it's kind of I do miss Darla, but
I cut so many trees down. Darla cut so many fucking trees down. And as soon as
Darla
I
be looking
got
like Junker Queen.
dude, I swear to God. Fucking we were talking about the guy who ripped logs open last podcast. That was Darla. Darla was
Hmm.
fucking ripping those trees down nonstop. Oh my
Hmm.
god. And then I don't know. The grind was just hard, especially when everybody was on trying to take all your resources.
Yeah, the fact that like the enjoyable part for me was grinding out dungeons and getting new loot, and it was kind of like Soul and I just sitting in zone chat waiting for
Yeah.
somebody to say they needed people,
Well,
and
we had enough people technically playing. It was just that
we just
nobody
couldn't get them
was.
there.
Yeah, they weren't the right
We had an
level.
issue too because Oni was getting there, but the problem
Mhm.
was we were trying to get everybody on the same server, but they didn't have the server thing transfers weren't working
Mhm.
right,
Mhm.
and that fucked everything up. So it
Mhm.
was like we had all these people that were there because nobody wanted to go to a different server and regrind up their character. That was just
Yeah.
boring as fuck.
Mhm.
But like I started a new character for stream, but honestly, if I play it again, I'm just going back to McChops McStuffins because
Yeah.
honestly, because I'm already like level 30 something there, and
I don't even
I
remember
don't know.
where I was
It's
at.
yeah, but because I did like the nights we did the dungeons, I really enjoyed them.
Mhm.
I think that my phone's not on silent. It's cringe,
Mine
but
wasn't either. So
but what was I going with that? Fuck you, phone. You're not even the phone call I'm
you're
waiting
level
for.
30.
Yeah,
You're.
but doing the dungeons is fun. I would have even preferred it if you and I could have queued up into some sort of dungeon finder
Mhm.
or, where we didn't have to just sit out in its own chat and wait for people to be like, oh, yeah, I need this. Or, hey, we're looking for these, two dipshits.
Mhm. Mhm.
Join,
Because it's so much harder. LFGs. LFGs suck ass. It
Yeah.
should be Q. Like what
I know.
Destiny's bringing.
Yeah. Yeah. We're finally getting an LFG. Did they say when we're getting that? I know they
Isn't that
said
next? Is it for?
season 19.
I think it might be for season 19. I don't know. I'm not sure. 100%.
Because they did a thing. Was it? I can't remember which event it was. Uh, I legitimately can't. But they did this. They had this playlist where how like your legend nightfalls are kind of they don't have matchmaking.
Mhm.
They had like this playlist where it was that light level, that legend light level, but with
Mhm.
matchmaking. And I have never grinded out nightfalls that hard just because I didn't have to worry about trying to get you know two other people to do that. I could
Yeah.
just queue up and get loot. And it was like, yeah, there were some runs that were rough because there were
Mhm.
people that queued into it and didn't know what they were doing, or they were new players, which is fine. You're going to run into that.
Mhm.
Um, an LFG is just really important. Like I get it a bit without, with the raids, but
Yeah.
I don't know. More games need LFGs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Or
Or
make
need not
content
LFGs, but matchmaking. Yeah.
matchmaking. Yeah. Make it to where it's all matchmaking.
Mhm.
What are you
Feels like
talking
you're
about?
not always on Destiny.
No. I am always on Destiny. I'm just not at my computer.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
patting
you're
those
sitting in
stats,
orbit.
baby. I'm making sure I have like
Yeah.
8,000 hours on Destiny 2 with only like 5 hours playtime.
There's a site you can check how much time you spent in orbit, but I can't remember what it is. Like
Mm.
it shows you exactly how much time you spent in like each activity, orbit included. And I'm kind of interested to see yours, to be honest.
Oh shit, maybe we can look it up. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to sign in and shit, huh?
Yeah, it'll probably make you sign in and
I don't
shit.
want to
So
do that.
I
I
wouldn't
don't
worry
want to
about it
do
right
that.
now, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where having matchmaking for content that is easily, or at the very least, somewhat doable by a group of 3 random idiots
Mhm.
should be a thing in any
Yeah.
game. I think New World needs it. It's not like their dungeons were particularly hard.
No.
You know,
At least the ones we
and-
did, they weren't that bad.
yeah, we couldn't get into any further content because obviously
Yeah.
the scenario we were in.
Mhm.
And frankly, I don't enjoy PvP all that much in that. Like I enjoyed having like dueling you or dueling friends or even dueling some random in fucking what's that Windward occasionally.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even do any PvP, and that's what one of the things that drew me to it was PvP.
but
I
I
just
think the style of PvP just kind of fucks you over because you
yeah.
have to either be in these groups or you're just left off to the side.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, I mean there is open world PvP, but honestly, 9 times out of 10 you're just gonna get ganked by 2 or 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude. But can back on the TwitchCon thing because we didn't talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Amouranth. Amouranth.
Oh yeah.
You heard about what happened at TwitchCon, right? She was locked out of her. Okay, well, a couple things happened. Her stalker came and was stalking her. Obviously, that's what stalkers
Mhm.
do. Fuck those guys. And also,
Yeah.
she got
Fuck
locked
suckers.
out of her hotel room.
Oh, I didn't know about
So,
that.
oh, you didn't hear about that?
I
Okay,
didn't hear
well,
about her getting locked out of her hotel room.
that leads up to what happened a couple days ago. So, what happened was she was out doing her stream, yada yada, during TwitchCon. She apparently was getting texts from her husband, which got released that she has a husband, and
Hmm.
was saying stuff like, "I'm throwing your luggage out. Your merch is gonna be gone. You ain't gonna sell shit." All this random stuff, and she got locked out of her apartment. She had security come, let her back in, all that. Um, and then a couple days ago, she's having a 24-hour stream, and she gets a call. She mutes herself, and then she comes back to stream. And what happens is she's she unmutes, and we hear the conversation with her and her husband talking about how he was gonna kill the dogs, and like he needs to it was very abusive, this conversation. It was very rough
Yeah.
to hear. I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah, I
pull it
didn't
up
watch the
because of
actual clip
stuff.
because I had heard about it on Twitter and I was like, not really. I don't really
Yeah.
want to get into one of those moods, but yeah, no, that whole situation was really shitty. Kind of similar to the
Uh,
foam pit incident.
yeah,
It's
Adriana Chechik.
immediately people started getting pissed off at her for
Because
not
sex workers. Well, Amaranth, I guess technically a sex worker. She does OnlyFans and stuff
technically,
like that.
yeah, technically,
Um,
but more or less the fact that like, oh, they felt lied to.
mhm.
Who is
That
meowing?
and also it's not that too. They've like her audience felt lied to because she had a husband. Her husband was
Mhm.
controlling it all, saying that she shouldn't have show her like public status about her relationship. So that's
Yeah,
him controlling the relationship. He was just controlling and abusive verbally. I don't know about physically. She didn't say anything about that, but I don't know.
yeah. I don't know.
There's no way to know that.
Yeah, abusers are abusers is the bottom
Yeah,
line. And then like the way people handled it online because people are shitty people.
because they're saying
Um,
she's a
I,
sex worker, and then that
I actually
it
think
means less.
yeah, I think Asmongold put it best. I think I actually posted it in the Discord earlier. Was it's like I don't know, if you're one of those people who just like throws money at a girl online and expects them to be like in in an attempt to get into a relationship, you're an idiot. That's yeah, that one there. It's because it's just
yeah.
Like I said, I watch a fair amount of Asmongold here and there, but and I don't always agree with everything he says, but he's absolutely right there, And then if you feel betrayed because you put in money, and you feel like you can wave off her,
you fucking thought you had a
Keemstar.
chance.
Like Keemstar and his fucking well, it's like, oh yeah, we know her husband was abusive. That much we're not debating, but and then
she did lie about her relationship.
Yeah, she did lie about it.
She is a sex worker. Come on, dude. She's a fucking human.
Real. Content creators don't owe you anything. In fact, most content creators have create a persona for that reason because it's it's for entertainment purposes. Now I will say some content creators do kind of take advantage of parasocial relationships.
Yeah.
But I don't think, in my opinion, there as well, you should also be this isn't a thing. Me, tier 3 subbing and dropping hundreds of dollars every stream doesn't mean that this person owes me sex or a relationship. That's not how that works.
If you
think that's how that works, fuck off.
I just want them to say my name. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's why I tier 3 to Pokemon.
Yeah. This way you can put the sound clip as your text notification.
Thank you for the tier 3 sub. So Felony.
Yeah.
Just that.
But I guess in that aspect, I mean, there's different levels of simps. If you just want to simp, harmless simping, I guess is okay. But I don't know.
What is even
being
Ken? You can't say that word.
Yes, I can.
No.
I'm gonna. We've all right.
Okay.
So why can't I say that word, buddy?
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Valkyrie just went through a cancellation or process of being canceled. I don't know what you put it for saying, for real, on a stack. And her mods told her that she shouldn't say that because of the AAVE. And for the people who don't know what AAVE is, it is the African American Vernacular English, which is pretty much kind of like slang in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a colloquialism of words. But the thing is, I feel like the list they have isn't. I feel like it's just an internet list, not necessarily for African Americans. Because everybody says this stuff. Fucking chill, fucking period. I don't know. Isn't that who does that? Isn't that Cardi B?
Maybe I honestly don't know. That list was the first time I saw it.
Cap, no cap. I've heard so many fucking people say that. Shook.
The thing is, for me, I think sharing slang is an incredibly important part of communication. Obviously, we touched on it a bit previously. As long as you're not saying anything outright offensive or derogatory, adopting slang isn't the end of the world. And in fact, 90% of the time, especially on the internet, and I'll use white people as an example because I am able to speak for the white delegation, being the whitest person on the planet. But you can generally white people adopt this stuff way after nobody uses it anymore because we're super far behind them. Or by the time white people start using it, they're like, oh wow, this is weird.
Hot diggity, dang it.
Yeah, but I do agree that some of the things on the list are just generally, and
boo? I can't call my boo thing a boo.
I don't know. I can't speak for 100% certain because obviously I haven't looked up each one of these words to figure out the historical accuracies of them. But
the etymology.
Yeah, the etymology. But they do very much tend to be just things that pop off on the internet. I mean,
sus.
And, sus. Yeah.
Fucking that's Among Us.
Yeah.
Among Us,
maybe it was a thing before Among Us, but it's obviously now very much associated with Among Us. Like, you can't
Mm-hmm.
see a little Among Us dude without being like, yo, that's sus, or thinking of
Little
Among Us when you hear
Susubaka,
sus.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
It's
necessarily agree with that. I mean, once again, I also think that if you're using these terms in more of a mocking way, then maybe you just shouldn't say them. But
yeah.
like if you're
Yeah.
trying to do like a shitty, maybe pretty racist impression of an individual,
Yeah.
then you can probably fuck right off. But
Yeah.
and by probably I mean definitely. Like I ain't got time for that shit.
Like I don't know if you were there for Greek God X. He got banned recently for not recently, it was probably a couple months back for hearing a conversation between, I would assume, an Asian family, and then he's like gets a couple feet away. He goes, "Ching chang chong chong wen ching chong."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do remember that. Yeah. And it's like that kind of shit's just not okay,
yeah, mocking it in order for comedic, and it's not even funny. That wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
If it was a little funny,
It's
maybe
not.
I would have. It's also context, because
Mhm.
like if you, I don't know, it's comedy is very much a context. I guess context based. If you don't have the right
Mhm.
context or anything, it just comes off as mean and offensive,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And sometimes your comedic delivery is just bad. It's one of the
Yeah.
reasons I don't like Jeff Dunham. Most of his comedy is kind of just racist stereotypes, and it's not all that funny even in the context.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, context is very important, but sometimes the context just doesn't matter. Sometimes people are just trying to use racist stereotypes to be funny,
Yeah.
which I don't think is good
Like,
either.
have you seen the "I Want to Be Ninja" song?
I have not. No.
You've not seen this? Okay, Ken, we're gonna watch a little bit. We're gonna watch a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay. All right. You show me a little bit. Oops.
Okay, here we go. Oh shit, I gotta change it to this. Hold up.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta change
Wait.
this to
Make sure I don't have your stream muted.
applications. Song. Okay, see it right. Here we go.
I want to be ninja. I want to be ninja.
What
I want to chop, 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 chow down.
Look at the fucking Asian girl right there.
I want to be ninja.
She's like, what the fuck am I here? What is
I
this?
started training hard. I think I could go far. I am a natural. That's matter.
She's so awkward.
Yeah, that is just.
And all the white girls are bopping to it.
Well, of course, yeah. Oh god. Okay, yeah.
Okay, we're
Get that
done.
shit out of here, dude. Like, admittedly, that's kind of funny, but it's funny because it's really cringy on the singer's behalf.
It's
like
fucking
obviously
racist. Oh my
yeah,
god.
like obviously that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like that is cringe.
Yeah.
That is cringy. That is very like.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's just bad.
something I'm laughing with, I guess, like as comedians.
Yeah.
We'll try to have you do. They're like, you want to laugh with the comedian. This is just laughing at the situation and how absurd and racist it is.
Yeah. Also, side note, when you said I want to be ninja, I was thinking of Ninja, the famous Fortnite streamer. Not
shit.
a racist song.
Imagine he did that though. Imagine he made that song. Honestly,
which made the beginning of that song really weird in context.
no, it's so bad. And the fucking Asian lady's like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
It's just like, oh yeah, this is not okay.
Can you guess who
like,
that girl voted for the last presidency?
Was it Trump?
Yeah. Yeah. She thought it was
Imagine that.
funny. Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. Yeah, no, that is just not okay.
No. But
Yeah, it's basically I stand at, and
That's
it's
just
the
mockery.
same. I stand with the idea that I don't think people shouldn't be allowed to say words within reason. Obviously, if they're derogatory or just meant to be used to be putting other people down, that's an issue.
Don't ever say that.
But like slang gets adopted all the time.
Yeah.
especially depending on the area. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, if you live south or along the Mexican border, you probably hear a lot more Hispanic slang than
Yep.
you would up here where we're like near the Canadian border.
Mhm.
Most of the time, we just make fun of Canadians up here, but
Damn.
that's okay because Canadians make fun of us. So,
Yeah. We're talking about
But-
Sims and Amouranth. Oh yeah, don't simp
yeah.
over people.
Wait, we talk about simps, yeah, because we got kind of off topic, on topic, because that is kind of relevant. But
Yeah.
yeah, because I think personally, I guess back on the Amaranth topic, like I don't know, if you're gonna throw Amaranth money, whatever, but don't sit here and expect anything in return
Yeah.
or feel betrayed, like you were in some
Because-
sort of relationship with her, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you find out she has a husband. It's like fuck off, dude. She's a personality on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the one who sends her money.
Yeah, you send her money with very little in return. That's not.
Yeah.
That's almost paying for like a prostitute. I'm a prostitute. People pay me money. I do
Yeah.
shit stuff on stream.
Yeah, straight up. Honestly,
Actually,
I'm. Yeah, one time. I don't know where I was gonna go with that. Never mind.
No.
One time I paid Soul to have sex on stream, and then he got like a
What
3-day
the
ban.
fuck?
So.
Oh my goodness. What if I got permabanned for that? Do you think a guy would
I
get
bet you
permabanned
would.
for that?
I think 100%. I think 100% you would get banned for that, like
Jeez,
permaban.
like permaban?
I think especially
so,
now.
mhm. The people who don't know, this chick on stream was having sex, like actual sex, and you can kind of see through the reflection in the window what was happening, and she got a
Yeah.
3-day ban, and so there was controversy around that because another streamer got banned around the same time. His name's Ep.2 7221, something like that. Erob, he's just known to taking L's on fucking Twitch. So of course this is classic
Yeah.
Erob getting a 30-day ban while somebody who had sex got a 3-day
Yeah.
ban. What he did was he was talking to one of his viewers, which he's known to joke to about certain things. He said he was gonna meet him at TwitchCon and fight him. And like that's his brand, I guess. I understand why he would get banned for that, but it's
Like,
also
it's
like
definitely not
context.
okay.
That's context right there. Like
Mhm.
it's his viewers, they know what they're getting into. Like he jokes about this all the time, they're joking back. Like it was like there's context there. He shouldn't have got 30-day ban for that.
Yeah. Like it definitely wasn't okay, but
Yeah.
but like you said, the context there. I honestly, the funniest thing that came out of that for me personally was watching Twitter and watching all these people who had also done horrendous shit or said
Mhm.
racist stuff on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Oh well, why am this is bullshit. I got banned for this," and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, now you're just kind of like trying to insert yourself into a situation that you probably should just lay low.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
But that's that's Twitch for you. I mean, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I guess, one of those scenarios where it's like definitely the ban should have been longer.
Yeah.
I understand there wasn't technically anything explicit.
We saw
'cause
stuff.
I watched the clip and like, I don't know. I just maybe it's because of my old man eyes, but I couldn't really make anything out in the reflection. Like it just kind of just saw this girl's
It was
head
caught in
moving back and
4K.
forth. Well, I don't have a 4K because I'm a broke boy, but
I saw her ass cheeks, Ken.
I didn't see no ass cheeks, so I'll take your word for it, though, buddy. I'll take your word for it.
Mm-hmm. But also, you want to know what got banned, Ken? Fucking gambling. Gambling on
no more
Twitch.
gambling.
It's
When
finally.
did that take into effect?
I think the 18th. What's today?
18th,
20th?
I think.
A couple days ago, actually.
Way to date our podcast.
Well, I mean, it's coming out tomorrow, Ken. It was not as bad as the other one where we filmed like a Monday and it came out Friday.
Now everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, these motherfuckers are so disorganized. They didn't even get a podcast around till the day before."
That's true. It was Ken's fault. We were busy. Actually, we were fucking busy.
It's been a busy week.
The only day I had
streamed twice
free.
this week.
He streamed twice this week. I streamed a shit ton. Fucking like 8-hour streams this weekend. The only day I had free was I think fucking Monday, and even that I streamed Monday. The only day I had free was Sunday.
Yeah. I've been on this like fucking adulting kick where I have to make phone calls all fucking day. So that's been mainly my thing.
Yeah, I could just text people. Be like,
dude,
yo,
it's
what's
such
up?
a pain in the ass. Every time, because like when you talk to companies, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent here because we've opened that can of worms. Every company has like a text option, right? Or like a you can chat them on desktop.
Automated.
Yeah, automated or manned. It is fucking terrible 90% of the time. I have sent text messages, gotten a response, and then immediately gotten like, "Oh, hey, how was your encounter?" You know, or how did they help you today? You know, here's a survey to fill out. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So they didn't help me. They took me out of the queue, and now I have to do this again. And for those of you that know me, I've worked in customer service. I've worked in a call center. I would never really shit on people that work in a call center because it is rough. But I also know that sometimes people just don't want to do stuff. So they answer and then they ship you back and say, "Oh, well, I clocked you at not responding for 5 minutes. Therefore, I move on to the next customer." And I'm like, "Well, that's not true because I have the timestamps on my phone. So please, would you kindly go fuck yourself?" And it's I'm not one of those people that gets really upset. I'm very, very patient with people on call centers and stuff because the job sucks. But when you're spending all day trying to get a hold of somebody and you can't get callbacks, you can't get like people to actually leave a message like they said they're gonna, it's just a pain. It's just a pain. But that was just a little side tangent for all of you people who
just
have to do adult
stuff.
shit. Yeah, dude,
I'll
adult
do
stuff
that.
sucks.
My
like
mommy
straight
does
up,
all
like
that for me.
Just don't be an adult.
Just
straight
don't be
up.
adult.
Take after soul.
Yeah. Actually, my mom
Honestly,
hasn't done shit for me since I was like fucking 18.
Being a man child is the way to go. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I wish, man. Like I've made
It's
all
so
my
fucking
appointments since I was 18.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I wish I got a couple more years of like my mom doing stuff for me.
Yeah, it's like I remember the days when I would just stay home from school, sit down, watch the Teletubbies and shit like that.
Watch the Teletubbies.
It's such a good fucking time,
You would
dude.
fucking turn on the Teletubbies. How old were you when it came out?
I don't even fucking remember. When did it come out? Teletubbies. When did that come out? Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell it. 2001. Gee, I was 4.
God, I was like 10.
Did you were watching Teletubbies at 10, Ken?
Shit, man. My whole concept of time. I think the big thing was when I was younger, and you need some context here. I was pretty much obsessed with television, like TV, video games, all that stuff. I was like obsessed with it. You know, like I like going outside and stuff too, you know, but I just wanted to sit down in front of the TV. So if something was on TV, I would watch it. You know, it didn't matter if it was too young for my, you know, personal age group. Like I can't tell you. I know I was like 10 or 11 when I was watching fucking Roly Poly Oly.
What?
Yeah, dude, I
remember
fucking
that.
love Roly Poly Oly. Dude, his little fucking square friend or cube friend. My bad.
They were all cool. They were
Dude,
all
it was
cool.
and the theme song, it was a banger. But
we can't play that copyright issues.
Yeah, true. So go out, look up Roly Poly Oly theme song, listen to it on repeat all day.
Do you think we're gonna get
so
copyrighted for the "I Want to Be Ninja" song?
We might. So I don't know. Is that
It's so
copyrighted?
catchy though, Ken. It's in my head, and I want to sing it now.
It's catchy, but it's terrible.
I want to be racist
yeah.
just to sing it.
God damn it.
But
yeah, like I did that. I watched the Teletubbies, and it was terrifying.
Yeah, and now it's getting a reboot, and people are upset about the sun being different races.
Yep, because somehow we've managed on the topic of Teletubbies and racism, folks, because we live in 2022.
Yeah. I want my white son back.
And from what I saw from the trailer, I don't even understand it. Like, I saw an Asian baby and a black baby, and I'm like, okay, so are they just like swapping out through babies? And it's like
I said, I think that's
because
I
think that's cool. I think that's a good idea. I mean, have a different baby for every, you know, obviously representation is important. For any white person out there who is super pissed off about it not being a solely white baby anymore, I know I was watching Teletubbies at 10 years old, but at this point, you're a fucking adult.
Yeah.
Grow up.
I want my white son back. Who the fuck at like 30 or whatever?
Who the fuck cares?
Like 20, 30-year-olds. I feel like it's like adults, like fucking 30 to like 40, 50-year-olds worried about the fucking color of the sun. Why is my grandchild going to be looking at different colored babies?
Yeah. It's like,
You
shut the
know
fuck
who'd
up,
be upset
because
about that, Ken? Kanye.
Kanye would be upset about that.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Dude, the
Oh,
past couple of weeks
God.
with Kanye have been fucking insane. Dude
Yeah,
wore
I
a
introduced
White Lives
Soul to the
Matter
fact that he
shirt.
has a school.
He has a school. Like, I'm gonna
I
apply.
signed him up for it.
Yeah. We're just waiting to hear back. We ain't got the money, but
Yeah.
hopefully we can get that
Yeah, I'm
sponsorship.
trying to get a grant. Trying to get like a sponsorship type thing.
Hey,
But yeah, he wore that White Lives Matter shirt.
he wore White Lives Matter to his one of his fashion shows, and fucking what is his name? Jaden Smith just dipped because he's like, yeah, that's fucked up. It is fucked up. Fuck that. Fuck Kanye, dog. Who the fuck wear White Lives Matter? Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
He
Like,
did
yeah,
that.
it's so bad. It's like that and like a Blue Lives Matter and stuff like that. It's just like, shut the fuck up. We get it. You don't need to advertise that you're racist.
I feel like Blue Lives Matter isn't as bad as White. It's still bad, but it's not as bad as White Lives Matter.
Oh, it's definitely not as bad as White Lives Matter. I think they're all in like the same circle, like the All Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, because they're all basically, the whole point of that is to
Be like,
discredit the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, my favorite response is like, White Lives Matter isn't as bad as Black Panther, like the Black Panthers back in the day. I'm like, what? Wait, what do you mean?
Like, what
or
the fuck?
I forget the argument, but it's like, why there wasn't shit. How do I word this correctly? I can't think of it. We're just gonna forget about it. We're gonna forget about it.
I think I understand. I think I understand what you're getting at. Like, they're basically saying like the Black Panthers were like super aggressive, militant, and I mean, while that's semi-true, and you have to bear with me, I'm not like super up to date, or not up to date, but super knowledgeable of it. But I know it's like the Black Panthers were very much, they were a little bit more on the gun-toting side, and like action needs to be taken instead of like the Martin Luther King Jr. peaceful protest scenario. Which, to be fair, also, and it's not a topic I'm going to touch on much today, is the fact that gun laws were passed for the time were inherently racist to keep guns out of specifically like Black Panthers and minorities' hands. But obviously not going to go into much of that. But yeah, it's basically what they're saying is that like, oh, the Black Panthers were, aggressive and we're not doing that. And it's like, no, you just yell slurs out your fucking, I don't know, Ford F-150 that your dad bought you.
Because what I'm trying to think of, because there was, why can't I think of the group that came up after the Black Panthers came up? You know what I'm talking about? That like was trying to stop the Black Panthers?
I might not actually be familiar with that. Like I said, I'm not super knowledgeable of all that much in history. That's why I'll make brief remarks on it, but I don't go too in depth of it.
Well, what they were saying was
the KKK.
Maybe, but they've been around, dog.
Yeah, they've been around.
There was another group that came up that you don't really hear about. That's probably why I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
That like were trying to, they were trying to like stop the Black Panthers and all that. But people were like, Black Lives Matters, or All Lives Matters isn't the same as that. I'm like, yes, it is. You're trying to stop, you're trying to stop African Americans from having just equal living, not necessarily equal rights, but just fucking being able to walk around and not be targeted for like suspicion and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're basically just trying to dilute a civil rights movement by saying, it's like people say, the like all lives matter. I guess the counter argument to all lives matter tends to be, or the more common one is always like, all lives matter can't matter until Black Lives Matter kind of thing. Because obviously, as a white guy, I don't have to, I'm always incredibly nervous when I get pulled over because that's just who I am. And frankly,
you don't get worried about getting shot.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about, is this traffic stop going to be my last?
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about any of that. I don't have to worry about, like, in most cases, like, obviously these things do happen to white people, but nowhere near the level that they do on blacks and other minorities.
Yep.
It's I don't have to worry about getting like swatted and just getting gunned down, or they just come in and I'm unarmed and killed. Hell, how many white dudes with fucking guns get detained? It's like
Colorado
nobody.
House.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But that's all I know. And he
Yeah,
got fucking
no,
out scot-free, fucking
Yeah,
killed a
it's
couple
mother-
people.
little rat bastard.
Fuck that guy. You know who's gonna vote
I
for
hate that
Kanye? Kyle Rittenhouse.
yeah, yeah. To
Because
show that he's
that's
not
what I think
racist.
Kanye's doing. He's doing all this shit because not only did he do the White Lives Matter shirt, he also fucking like went on a podcast and said that George Floyd did not die from the knee on the neck. He died from fentanyl, even though the fucking coroner said that that wasn't the case. There was no fentanyl in the system. It was literally he fucking like broke his neck.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's Kanye's
Kanye
problem.
he wants the racists on his side. So when he fucking goes in for the re-election or the elections, he gets more racist white people.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I think.
And I think Kanye's other problem is the fact that musically, creatively, he's a genius.
Oh, he's
Okay,
so
I don't really
amazing.
care for his music, but I respect the fact that
Oh,
musically he's very talented.
I love his music.
And he tries to put that into everything he does and says, and
Yeah.
it shows because
It's 110%.
like that. Remember on SNL when he brought out the MAGA hat and went on that rant or whatever?
No. I don't
Oh my
remember
god. Yeah, it was during like the Trump thing, like right at the early peak of like the Trump Kanye friendship.
Jesus.
Was he had like
that was on SNL?
Yeah, he went on SNL and now
Oh
granted, I don't
my god.
he just fucking it was a cold open, I think. He just went out there and he didn't tell anybody he was doing it. He didn't wear the hat backstage. He just went out there with the MAGA hat and started going off about this like pro-Trump, anti like everything else stuff, and it was so fucking awkward. Like everybody around is just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Like
I didn't know that was
what is
SNL.
happening?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, kind of awkward to
Well, it's
watch.
funny to us. That is
Yeah.
not, dude.
Yeah.
Who was I watching? I think I was watching Hassan react to Bill Burr talk about Kanye, and he's like, if a white person had Kanye's mind, they'd be the next Hitler. They'd be the next Hitler, 100%.
Yeah,
Nobody
like-
fucking talks like that and is not not the next Hitler.
Yeah. Oh,
But
God,
he can't
it's-
do nothing because he's African American. Think about if he had the mindset in a white guy's body, dude. All the white guys would follow
Yeah.
him. You'd probably like Kanye at that point.
What the fuck? dude? All
No?
right. I see
No.
that's the persona we're going with for the content.
Kidding.
So for context of that, we played Stardew Valley on stream. You can
Oh, we
check it
played
out
it.
at twitch.tv/retrosnorlax or twitch.tv/soulfelony.
Yeah.
And one of Mr. Soul Felony's chat members asked why I was making Soul do all the watering, and all of a sudden, I'm a racist now.
Because no, I just was like, Ken likes the Mexican do all the work. Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Look at who
He-
does all the
he's
work in the
like-
podcast.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, I'm just saying. No, but
you
for
want it
real,
done right.
I will point out, he is the one who was like, I'm going to do the farming. And I'm like, okay, buddy, I didn't think of the repercussions of that because my mind isn't racist. My mind's not racist, man. I was just like, yeah, my homie
Sure.
wants to do the farming. That's cool. Next thing I know, here I am, fucking wearing a MAGA hat, waving a flag, driving a
Standing next to
truck with no
Kanye.
exhaust. Standing next to Kanye, shaking his hand.
That's great.
Oh
Man.
my god.
Dude, I love
gotta
Kanye.
Yeah. I don't share that sentiment, but
I love
I
his music.
understand. Like I said,
And
I understand why people like his music. It's not
he's
my
also
thing. I don't
unintentionally
really like
funny.
it. Yeah. It'd be more unintentionally funny if it wasn't kind of scary.
It is scary.
And-
Like I said, if that was a white guy, oh my god.
And once again, I think you're 100% right. I think you're going to get a whole bunch of racists, but I'm not racist because I voted
Mhm.
for, etc.
Kanye.
Like I people like that all the time, right? Like around where I live, you get the people who are like, I'm not racist, I voted for Obama. And then the next thing you know, they're sitting at coffee in the morning dropping the N-word. And I'm like, okay, see,
Jesus.
that's where we
Yeah.
need to like reassess what your concept of racism is.
And they're like, oh, it's just a word. It's just a word. Fuck you guys.
It's like
That-
it's a word that has an impact on a people that you can't comprehend. Like, you know,
I
just
know we
don't
were just
fucking
talking
say
about AV language, but like this is a word that's negative.
Yeah,
Like,
that is
it
obviously a
fucking puts
negative
down a
connotation.
race
Yeah, there's no reason
to say
there's no
that.
reason to say that. Like, just period. I don't care if you think, oh, like what was it that was like we're taking it back. Oh wait, that was that Clerks? No, that was a different slang or slur. Never mind.
Huh?
You ever watch
What
Clerks?
Clerks? No. What is that?
Oh, watch Clerk. I think Clerks 2 was funnier, but it was I'm not going to say it, but basically it was like this is what this particular slur used to mean. I'm just taking it back, and obviously it was a play on
Can't
like
take it back.
some white people are just dumb when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, highly recommend it. Clerks 2. I think
Clerks.
was there a Clerks 3, or are they coming out with Clerks 3? I heard something about it, but the first Clerks was all right, but it's kind of it's got like a very kind of like indie feel to it. So if like it's not really your thing, you might not enjoy it. The second was very much more of like a comedy,
Production.
straight, yeah.
Interesting.
But they're both pretty good.
Whenever I have time, I'll figure out.
Yeah.
I'm
At this point,
I ain't got no time.
We gotta
I really got time to wipe
but-
my ass, Ken.
Dig it. I understand it. Just don't. Just get a bidet. Just get one of Ludwig's bidets.
Ludwig fucking released bidets. I totally forgot about that.
Dude,
And
I
honestly,
don't. Well, continue.
it's like $50 for like the cheap one. That's not even bad.
Yeah, I don't know if you follow Glad. Well, you probably don't. But Glad's like a big. Well, he's kind of doing variety content now. But he was big into like the Destiny PVE community, like doing world's first raids and stuff like that. I think he's got a belt or two. I can't remember. But he bought a bidet and then afterwards realized it was Ludwig's, and he's like shouting him out on Twitter and shit. And I'm just like, dude, it's a small world.
That's dope. That's
You know?
I did see that. I just didn't know who it was. Okay.
Yeah, because Glad's huge in the Destiny community. Obviously now lately he does a lot of like hard challenging content is the thing that makes like I think people he's super chill.
I see.
I think he's like one of those super chill, laid down to earth dudes, and people just watch him for his like hardcore challenge stuff. Like watching him play Elden Ring was phenomenal. Like I love the Souls-esque games. I'm just terrible at them, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm not.
Yeah. I died to an elevator 5 times.
Yeah. I did in Dark Souls too, man. When I first played Dark Souls 3, I just kept like I get into this spot, and obviously they throw this cheap little not mini bosses, but like mobs at you, and you'd like go to dodge, and you'd roll off the stairs, and it just terrible. Good, great games. FromSoft, keep it up because your games.
I just wanted to ride the elevator, Ken, and I literally died on the elevator.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
They're tough games. I mean, I guess they're not tough. It's all about the thing about the FromSoft games is like really the thing is repetition. It's about learning the pattern. Like you're not gonna go. You're not supposed to go into an encounter. Yeah. You're not supposed to go into an encounter and beat it on the first try. You're supposed to learn when you should dodge, learn when you should parry if the particular game has a parry thing.
Obedience.
Yeah. You need to learn the mechanics of the game, of the encounter, and go with it. And I think that's really cool because it shows, it's like dedication to beating something. Plus, the world building in FromSoft games is phenomenal.
It does feel rewarding. That's not the word I wanted to use, but that's the one I could think of. When you beat a boss. Yeah. Fulfilling. It's fulfilling.
Yeah, fulfilling. Because you spent the time to learn what you need to do, and then you apply it, and it's dope. And even sometimes it doesn't matter if you do it right. Sometimes you just get fucked anyways. But they are generally very consistent. Where in the sense that if you're doing the things you need to do right, you're good.
Damn.
I wish I was better at them.
Yeah, same.
I
I
just don't
wouldn't
have
have
the
had all those
patience.
spicy wings.
My big thing is I just don't have the patience anymore. Like I used to. I think after I hit like 25, is when my patience just started going downhill. Like I was always very patient throughout high school and like young adulthood, and then I hit 25, and I'm just like, I just want to get this over with. Everything sucks right now. You start to get like beaten down, by society.
Mm. Okay, Ken. I think we're pretty much at time. Like,
Oh shit.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Already?
Yeah. But I want to talk about this topic before we end off, and it's trading.
yeah.
It's the gambling. We talked about gambling, and then we went off again, like how we normally do, ADHD and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Gambling got banned, and Trainwrecks TV was like on the top of the gambling stuff on Twitch, and he talked about how much he earned in the past 16 months of being sponsored by gambling websites. I want you to guess how much it was.
16 months?
16 months. And let's put into reference a lot of people. So he's in, I think, like the top 50 most earned people in the United States. And the top is making like fucking 300 million. Like 300, 500 million. Just put your mind out there. Do you think he's in the top 50?
Top 50? I'd say 115 million.
Okay, cool. That's about half of what he earned. He made 360 million in 16
fuck?
months.
Jesus Christ.
$60 million from gambling sites. Ken, what happened to your camera? We're back to normal. What was I saying? Trainwrecks, 360 million.
360 million. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's fucking a shit ton. Dude, in 16 months, I will never see any of that ever in my lifetime.
Yeah. No. I mean, shit. I mean, some of the incentives people are posting for like the Twitch ad stuff. I mean, that's more than I make in a year.
It's fucking 50K.
Mm-hmm.
That's
for a month of
insane.
streaming. Like it's.
I
Insane.
want to know XQC's. I really do.
Yeah.
Because he probably has the most watch time out of anybody in Twitch. He might not have the highest view count anymore because Kai Sinnett fucking love. He's actually fun. He's such a funny streamer.
Oh my god, I've just started watching his stuff because he started showing up on my Twitter. Because he's the one who hit that like 90,000 subs or some shit, right?
Yeah,
dude. And oh my god, dude, he's so fucking funny.
He's funny as fuck, dude. I kind of want to actually watch his streams.
Yeah, I remember there were people on Twitter who were like, "Oh, he's just doing nothing," and it's like, dude, like every time I popped into his stream, he's doing something insane.
No,
I'm just like,
dude, he's always like in call with somebody. He's just constantly just doing something. It's so good.
Popping out content, and it is so entertaining. And
it's amazing.
Some people just hate,
Hate to hate.
It's like
they wish they were that person.
Yeah, it's envy is really what it is. Like, obviously, I would love to be able to make that kind of money, but I'm not going to hate on somebody in that aspect for like working their ass off to get to that point,
Dude, I don't know what he was doing before or where he came from because it feels like he just popped up.
I had never heard. Now, not that it takes much for me to not hear about people, but I had never heard about him before, and then he just started showing up during his little subathon, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! This is fucking like amazing."
It's awesome. He's just a good content creator. Great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to talk about Trainwrecks because that's 360 million.
That's so much fucking money, dude. That is insane amount of money.
Dude, I'd fucking gamble. Fuck, if somebody offered me 360, I would gamble. Now I understand Trainwrecks. I take it back. I was like, fuck that guy for doing that on stream, but 360, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah,
that's
I will say I do
day.
stand against gambling on stream, but still, that's I don't know. He said what he's doing now, then, because I mean,
I think he's just playing games. I think
I'd imagine he's not going to be. I mean, to be honest, though, if I had 360 million in 16 months, I'd be retiring.
Yeah,
I'd probably still do streams and shit, but like, I don't know, 360 million. That's a lot of money.
That's done. He's just done with life. That's it.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to do anything else.
Like that.
And that's why he's fucking giving away so much money and buying people's cars and shit. Now I understand how he can afford that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But I think that's all we got. That was a great podcast.
That's all we got.
Yeah,
that was way faster. Yeah, if I'm being honest, that went by way quicker than I thought.
Yeah, last week it was
like half
really
an hour.
Slow.
Yeah, I had like COVID brain, and I was just like so weird
with it.
I had to keep
by
up
myself.
But now that I'm back and better than ever.
Better than ever. And
Better
he's voting
than
for
ever.
Kanye for
I'm
2024.
voting for Kanye. No, not really. Please don't actually.
I'm just gonna have that little clip and post it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Voting for
Fuck you,
Kanye.
I don't give consent to that.
Hey, Ken, that's part of the agreement you signed in the podcast stuff.
That's not fair. You know I didn't read that shit.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, everything else, that was great.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. It was a fun little campfire discussion. Honestly, campfire.
Campfire. What?